You're tuned into On the Road with Studio A, powered by Aderant. It starts with the A.
Welcome to Studio A, powered by Aderant. My name is Will Ayers. We are here live at the 2024 Global Momentum Conference. It's Aderant's annual user conference. Today's been a huge day. There was a new platform that was announced, in addition to some new modules as well. And we have Aderant's CTO, Chief Technology Officer, Mr. Andy Hoyt, sitting with us. He stopped by Studio A. Andy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Glad to be talking with you, Will.
Love the shoes, love the blazer.
Listen, I got to represent. I'm still disappointed that Maddie didn't answer my question on stage properly about who's the best dressed, but I'll work on it since I own the tech.
I think it's you.
All right. I like it.
Big day. As you know, Global Momentum is a huge moment for Aderant, in addition to our clients and law firms around the world as well. Today, you guys were on stage and you talked about the new cloud platform that we have that's driven by AI technology, Strident. From a scientific and engineering standpoint, since you're in the weeds of research and development, just talk about what Strident is as a cloud platform.
Yeah, there's I could talk about this all day. I love it, and the technology behind it. You'll hear and have the conversations with Doug and Chris about a lot of the outcomes, which is the end result of what we're trying to do. But underneath it all is that technology and the guts of how we've built it. And so, I like to start off with really around what is a platform actually. What does it actually mean? Because there's a lot of confusion sometimes, or folks might not actually understand exactly kind of what that is, and then delivering. It's going to deliver the outcomes, but the technology is really what powers it all behind it. And so when I think about a platform, it's really a framework of technology, tools, services and processes that kind of all work together in harmony. So I said that on stage today, and it's the core principle around everything that we're doing. And it feels like all things are one in the same, and kind of just like you don't feel like you're integrating with like 10 different products or solutions. It all just feels the same. And so it's a framework where all of the software that Aderant's building, as well as what our partners can start to leverage and integrate with, is the foundation for. And so it's the baseline around it. And you think about then the processes, the tools, the services, and the techniques. It really does an orchestration of all together. And then certainly it comes down to a set of capabilities, and all of those different capabilities that are the business outcomes. When we think about all of the e-billing things that you need to do, or accounts receivable and accounts payable, to taxes and disbursements and events, and just the whole thing that all of our law firms have to deal with day in and day out from a business perspective, all of these services built in a cloud platform, leveraging cloud native services. So quite frankly, I think the real power behind it all is when you start to think about, well, I can just replace one of those things with another, and the end users don't feel the change. There's no huge, heavy burden to actually go and leverage this new technology, because new technology is going to come out every day. And that new technology coming out every day, you want to take advantage of it. And so if there's a better solution, a third-party solution, or us at Aderant come out with some new tech, you can easily swap that in, swap something out, and you just continue on and get the experience. And so really trying to unify everything that our law firms do from a business of law perspective is really at the heart of what we're doing.
Absolutely love that. So from a consideration standpoint, cloud is big right now, AI is big right now, but from a cloud perspective, what should law firms consider as they're considering Strident or cloud platforms just in general?
Yeah, and I think the big piece to that is, there'll be a lot of different solutions that are out there, and there'll be different stages of kind of their maturity around there. And so you think about cloud products and all that it has to offer. One of the things is, hey, they all might say they have a set of APIs, and that's really good. They must have those types of technologies and things that are out there, but it's more than that. And so you have to think about the data security around everything that's being protected there. What is the level of support that you're going to receive? What's the scalability? What's the flexibility within the solution as well? And that goes into it's not just a proprietary things. It's like not just one stop that it has to be here and you can't use something else. It's really that flexibility so that you can leverage the right tool for the right job, which I've talked a lot about on the AI side of the world earlier today. But like it's about the right tool for the right job. So if you want to leverage anything, and so when you think about a platform, it's not just thinking, okay, does this product do this for me, but does it enable me to do everything that I want to do to really simplify my day-to-day processes. And so that's that experience, the expertise, the data security, the experience that they're going to receive are all some key aspects of it.
You touched on it briefly. What's your approach from an AI API perspective when building out Strident?
Yeah, I think that the number one thing there is that it's easy to use for everyone. So number one, everything has to have an API that you can leverage and integrate with. There's the technology from 15, 20 years ago and even 10 years ago and a lot of the times. And what a lot of our law firms have been dealing with is a lot of direct access to the database and stored procedures. And when you can do that, it's like handing, some clients a box of razor blades, and you might get cut in a million different ways because you can do anything with it. But with APIs, right, it's an easy way to actually integrate a consistent and standard way that our folks can start to leverage it. And so it's just the more modern approach to doing similar types of capabilities, but hopefully a lot easier and simpler. And then on top of that, it comes back down to then what's the experience that you can provide with the APIs? I can also just give them these APIs and say, hey, go play with it. But I'd rather give them some code to actually go and say, this is the best practice on how to adopt and leverage the technology. This is how easy it is to test it. Here's some modern ways of documentation around it. So really being able to give them a tool bag so that they can leverage the APIs in an easy way and learn it quickly and integrate with everything. So there's a lot to it. It has to have it, and we got to make it easy for our clients to actually leverage it.
Love that, love that. Now, I've spoken to you before about experimenting and testing products. We had a conversation about that before on the AI side of things. Your team played an integral part in building Strident, the platform. What are some things that you guys are doing to ensure that that tool bag is safe and secure for law firms?
Yeah, it's the number one thing that we certainly hear about. I think it's, the number one thing across, I'll say a lot of the industry, certainly law, is right there in the forefront around making sure that everything is secure. One of the comments I like to say is about, I don't want to date myself too much, but over 10 years ago, I was working with some of the largest banks in the world about leveraging the cloud. And so that cloud technology was new-ish at the time, and so starting to get folks in and adopt it. And so the number one thing was about security and everything that's around it. And so you've got to protect your data. In a lot of ways. Chris talked a little bit today about, the SOC 2 testing that we do and all of and if you're in Europe and the GDPR compliance. And so making sure that you're following the best in breed practices and laws against there and securing against it. But there is also so much technology that you can leverage that is just really powerful out there today. And whether that be serverless or quantum security, that really is taking security to a whole new level. Protecting the front door. So all of the requests coming in through CrowdStrike and other kind of access control tools are absolutely critical. So one of the first things that we're constantly doing is how do we secure the application? And so it's a design theory, and before you actually start, we're starting to write a lot of the business logic for the application. We're meeting a set of security guidelines and standards, leveraging our cloud platforms through Microsoft and through AWS, and then adding on all of the things that we know that we need to do in order to protect it with some of the local laws based off of your region. Even in the US, the different states have the different laws, and so we're applying them all to what we do. But it really comes down to the foundation of leveraging the best in breed tech underneath it, and then adding on the additional capabilities to make sure all of it is secure.
Now, when you say capabilities, this cloud platform is AI driven. Last year, Aderant launched Maddie. Talk about the way those two technologies coexist and benefit each other.
Yeah, I think that the number one thing behind it is Maddie can be so fantastic. And quite frankly, there's a lot of AI that can be fantastic. But if you don't have a platform and a full data, like in a platform of all of the data that is required, you're never going to take full advantage of everything that you could possibly do in that world of AI. And so, there's a lot of, I made the joke on stage today, 27 lines of code, I can write my own chatbot, but it's meaningless without the data behind it. And so Strident and serving up all of that data for us is so critical to really having a successful, AI application or use case across it, no matter what it is, whether it be in Onyx around, outside council guidelines, there's data there. And it's not just you want, a little bit of data, you want thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of documents to train it on. Because once you do that, the value you can get. And then when you making sure that you take all of the data and train it, or in training the AI against all of your data, and then it's marrying it together and all the different use cases there. So for me, any of the AI is actually almost irrelevant without a data platform, and that's what we're getting with Strident, among other things with the user experience, but the data piece is so critical. So it's really the foundation for Maddie and everything that we're doing as we move forward.
Now, final question. Moving forward, I would say, what can we expect from your team as it pertains to driving innovation in the industry?
Yeah, we're going to continue to lead, I think, on all aspects. And so the first part for us, and I think that all of our clients and our partners will be able to see what we announced today with Strident is first of a kind in the legal industry, specifically around what we serve our clients for the full business of law and everything that has to offer. And so with that same view of the world, right, we're going to continue to lead against all of it. And so there is going to be a lot around new modern cloud native applications that will allow our end users to work where they want, when they want, how they want, from anywhere in the world. And that's all really good. I think that's what we've all come to expect in just our daily lives with our cell phones, and we're just like everything must be instant there. That's where I was able to watch my Knicks win last night.
Go Knicks.
Yeah, there you go. But then that's just the baseline, and then we will do. And Doug said it today. We're delivering new AI capabilities every quarter. So every single one of the capabilities that we're going to deliver, or products or solutions, will have AI. Now that means we've been working on it for a long time, and we're going to be working on the stuff for a year from now, tomorrow, right? And so we're going to constantly be delivering all of this automation to make the lives of all of our end users a whole lot better, and quite frankly, the law firms more efficient. So one of the big aspects that I've actually told my team since I got here was, if you're not innovating, you're dying. And so every single thing that we do is about innovation. Well, it's also making sure we deliver with quality and all of that, but it has to be about innovation. So come up with a million ideas, let's throw them at a board, let it stick, work with our clients, defining the use cases, and delivering those outcomes. So we're just going to continue to innovate and deliver cloud AI solutions for our clients.
Well, Andy, we're excited, and it's truly been a pleasure speaking with you today. It's been a huge day, but your team has played a big part in bringing Strident to life. So a huge congrats on that, and you got to stop by Studio A again.
Will do for sure. I love it. This is fun. All right.
Thank you.
You got it. Thanks, Will.
You're tuned into On the Road with Studio A, powered by Aderant. It starts with the A.